Hey everyone!
Hey, how's it going?
We need to kind of stabilize this bit.
Yeah, so we are live from the North Atlantic, and it is a bumpy ride today.
Yeah. Today,
Really
this morning was definitely the worst. We had winds all the way up to like 19 knots, dead on the nose. I mean, literally dead on the nose. Got to show you this. You got to see this. Check this out. So.
All right.
So look at this. Isn't that something? 3 degrees. Whoa. Sorry. Away. 0 degrees. 3 degrees. Staring, trying to figure it out. Anyway, you get the idea. Look at that. Super head to wind. We're doing about 6.2, 6.3 knots or so. We got the engines cooked.
Woo!
I slowed down this one down, the port engine down to about 2100. Starboard is still running at 2200. We needed to make weather, so, which I think we've kind of done. So that's what it looks like where we are right now. And hold on.
Every time we go live.
Yeah, every time we go live, it does this. So every time, it's a bummer. So anyway, that's, and then on Navionics, we'll heard of there's a bunch of reflections. So there you go. We're down at the bottom of that thing. We just went around, Beaufort, where Beaufort is. So that's where we just rounded Beaufort. We were thinking of going in to, we weren't thinking of going in down here. Holy cow.
We may still go in there. We don't know.
That's lookout,
Bye.
no, fight, lookout, fight. So you can go in there and just kind of chill out. It's a nice anchorage. And the problem is that, yeah, let me do that
I
back.
don't think they can see it very
Yeah,
well.
I know, you probably can't see it anyways.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so the
Yeah.
problem is that Beaufort has a big fishing tournament this weekend.
Yep.
So we can't really stay in Beaufort. There won't be much in the way of anchorage either. So that's
No docks, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
no room to be in. So we're out here kind of getting hammered. We talked to a bunch of people today. We
Yeah.
talked to Captain Jen, called our friend Paul,
Yep.
and then you also called Jamie, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Jamie, yep, he's in the area.
Yeah.
So we wanted, opinions about where to go in case we decided we couldn't handle it, which I'm at the brink of not being able to handle it.
Yeah.
So
we're going to put you down for a nap.
yeah.
So we have to put Heidi down for a nap. But the cats are about the same.
Yeah.
This is all scheduled, not just predicted, but scheduled. I put in a
Yeah.
schedule a while back for all of this to chill out. So it's going to chill out later on this afternoon and the evening. And then when we turn north, it'll all chill out. So it'll be great. That's going to happen about 1:30 in the morning, or something like that. 1:32 in the morning.
Right.
So.
Hey, Nick Murray's on. Hey,
Yeah,
Nick.
so we have Nick on. Hi, Nick. And Jay.
Somebody's up. Blair said we're cruising. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're definitely cruising.
Yeah, we're definitely getting this
Right,
going.
right.
It's a thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a little look of what the sea state is like and what it looks like out here.
Yeah.
You ready?
There you go.
All right.
Nice big waves.
Yeah, so it looks like this out here. Probably look at the wind noise. The problem with it is it doesn't look that bad, right? They don't see too many white caps, but we are rocking. This is just like riding a horse here, this thing. So the problem is that the waves are all directly ahead of us because we are head to wind. It's the worst possible place you could be. And if you look forward, you will see some white caps out there breaking.
And you'll
when the
see
bow
it
goes
hit
up.
our windscreen too.
Yeah, so our windscreen's soaked, as is the entire boat. It's
Yep.
all covered in salt. It's really bad.
Yeah.
There's another view of it out to the side. It doesn't look that bad on camera, but it sure is uncomfortable.
It's here. Let me turn back around. Oh. So it's definitely similar to our trip to Key West. Like we were, as far as slamming goes, we've this morning was a lot of slamming. which means that the boat is kind of skipping across a large wave, and then it kind of goes airbound, and then it goes bam, and it drops, and it's pretty unpleasant.
Yeah, it really is. It's kind of a bummer. You can't really be up at the helm for too awfully long.
Yeah.
Because once you are, then you just kind of get a little weirded out and all that. There's a sailboat crossing our path up there. See it on AIS.
They got the sail up, right? Anyway.
Yeah, they do. So they've been sailing back and forth. I think they're fine, but they've just been sailing back and forth. We need to give them the right of way because we are not a sailboat today. We are a motorboat.
Yeah.
We're 100% a motorboat.
Yeah. So let's see if we have any questions. 1 second here. All right. Okay, Robin. Hello from Annapolis. Steven says you have to push a little to gain experience. Push safely, but
push.
Right. Stephen, I know that I was actually thinking of contacting you because I am most certain that you had to deal with some of this crazy stuff when you were going over to French Polynesia. So.
Yeah. Yeah, we'd love to have had you on board for sure.
I don't know who's asking. Someone wanted to know about the leak in the engine bay, how it's going.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, leak in the engine bay.
It's been fixed.
Yes.
Yep.
So the leak in the engine bay, we had several of them, but the latest one was from the solar arch.
Yeah, we just had a solar arch put in.
Right, and so the support pole has a round plate on the bottom and 4 screws that go through, and it was leaking water through those screws. Mm-hmm. And the way we found it was when we came up with our friends Jay and Dina.
Yeah.
There was water down there, and I tasted it was salty. I'm like, oh, great, that came from outside. And then I dried all that up, and then that night it poured. It rained and rained and rained. And I looked, and there was some water in there again. And I tasted that, and it was fresh water. So that's how I knew that the problem was above the water line.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So as far as we know, it's been fixed. You checked it.
I checked it last night. I always do a check on the engines and everything before dark.
The only leak.
Work around the boat.
I know one leak that we have, and that's the hatch that's above the computer.
Yeah.
You know, we almost lost a computer a couple weeks ago. That would have been bad.
The most I ever saw was 16 to 18 foot seas.
Oh my!
What?
Was that from Steven?
Yeah. In what? On Colin's boat? That's insane. Seriously? That's wow. I hope they were following. My God.
Yeah, that's insane.
That would these are probably
sailing.
4 feet out here, I would say, and you can tell it's bumpy. We're bumping all over the place, trying to hold this thing still, but it's actually really hard to do. And we'll get hammered, I'm sure, one of these times.
See the sea bobbing behind us.
Yeah.
So yeah, we are definitely. Yeah, if you watch it long enough, you might even start to feel seasick.
Yeah. I do probably.
So yeah, I have the patch on, and it has been helping for sure.
Yeah.
Franny takes something else. We both have to have a little bit of medicine.
Yeah,
it's pretty bad.
Well, I don't want to get sick. It's just the two of us.
Yeah.
It only lasted a couple of days. Oh my God. So this is only lasting a couple of days.
Yeah.
You know, for us. Once we turn north at 2 in the morning or whatever, and we round Hatters and we head north, it's going to be way better. First of all, when we round, this wind is going to be on our beam. At the worst, it'll be on the beam. And then it's supposed to die off very quickly.
These models better be correct.
So we're better damn well be right.
We're going to be mad.
Busted our butts to get here.
They're not right.
Yeah, we'll be pissed. We've burned up a lot of fuel too. We've been running the engines hard, and we're further than halfway
on this trip. Yeah.
On this trip, but we only have 55% in both tanks. So we're going to have to throttle back when we go north, or we're going to run out of gas. It's not run out of it, but we'll have to. We need to think about that. So, I mean, we've been running hard because we wanted to stay away head from the weather. Oh, and the other thing we did, I didn't mention this, was we contacted Chris Parker.
Yeah, that's the second. We've got these little sections
Yeah.
That's the second one we've used.
The second one. In fact, he was the one I was looking at Thursday to leave, and he's like, no, you have to leave. This was on Monday, and he's like, no, you have to leave tomorrow, first thing tomorrow morning. And
yeah, that's when you drop everything.
yeah.
I didn't even get to get my honey.
No, I know. Well,
There's
maybe we
Charleston,
can drive back through.
Savannah Bee Company.
Yeah,
I
we
love
still have to
honey.
go down and get the car, drive that
Yeah.
out.
Oh well.
But this has been the longest trip we've taken together. 2 overnights and 3
Right.
days.
Yeah, we ended up doing kind of 2-hour shifts, right?
Sort
last
of,
night.
and then sort of relief if you need
Yeah,
it.
and then Franny kind of relieved me today, so I was really in a bad place.
Yeah, she wasn't feeling
So
well.
yeah, so
Oh, okay. Bye, Blair. Thanks so much
Blair.
for jumping on.
have
a safe flight.
Yeah, safe travels.
Safe travel.
Yeah, we'll try. We'll try to stay safe.
Yeah, we will try.
Yep.
Yeah, it's yeah, it's been a thing. So this is all really big growth experiences for us. We
Right.
we haven't done this before. We haven't done
We've
this.
had crew both ways.
Yeah, we've always had crew.
For this particular passage, and this is the longest. You know, we have 2 overnights, and
Yep.
it's the longest we're just the 2 of us.
We weren't
So-
able to set up crew. It was really hard. So
Yeah, we had Christian and Cecilia when we did it at Northbound last year, and then
Right.
Captain Jen was with us
On the way down.
on the way back down to Florida.
But so
So-
Christian and Cecilia were busy. They couldn't break their schedule. Captain Jen is on another charter, and
Yeah.
the boat movement. And so we and then we tried to set up something with Jamie, and that didn't work. It's just the thing. So it's been it's just been kind of difficult. But you know what? I think it's best that we do this by ourselves anyways. We need the experience. We just need to stop relying on people. Now we can definitely call people and
Run one engine at a time. Yeah, Stephen, we had considered doing that. I asked Franny about that yesterday. Just because of trying to beat the weather, we are not doing that. But yeah, maybe once we go around the corner, we can do that.
yeah, that's a great idea.
So, but we were going to do that. I asked her about that last night, and then the wind picked up 23, 24 knots this morning early, like at about 3 in the morning.
Yeah, it did.
And
Yeah.
Franny's like, no, we need both engines. But yeah, that's definitely a way to conserve fuel for sure.
Yeah, we have to do that. The port engine is also handling all of the boat loads as well, power-wise. It's alternator.
Yeah.
So it
that'd be-
uses slightly more fuel than the starboard one does. I think it's at 55 and the starboard's at 56, something like that.
Yeah, if we started the generator, which we have not started it. One, we don't need to do laundry, water maker, or
No, there's no need to run
the
it.
only thing we would run it for would be the air conditioning, and it's not too bad.
No, it's actually
okay.
quite lovely. You know, the
Yeah.
funny thing is that it's a beautiful day out.
Yeah, weather-wise, like
It's a
Franny
gorgeous
and
day.
Christian dealt with crazy weather last year.
Rainy,
It was
wet,
cold, and we did not need enclosure.
Doesn't have any closure, and
So
we do now.
we are improving our situation.
Oh yeah,
For
100%.
sure.
The weather
Yeah.
needs to be a little
It's
nicer.
been amazing having this enclosure. I'm sure it would be kind of miserable right now without it. Because see, here, look at how much water sea spray is on that. Can you,
Yeah, it's hard to see, but you can see all the sea spray on it.
yeah, a bunch of water.
With a bunch of water on it, and I cleaned it this
Yeah.
morning, but it just gets hammered and hosed
Right.
down, and so it's just kind of a thing. So we are bobbing up and down. Feels like we're out in the middle of the Pacific, for sure. But yeah, so we're making it happen. We're making it work, but it's been difficult. We've had some trying times so far. Neither of us feels 100% for sure. 'Cause
But we
just-
wanted to go to you with, those reality glasses because,
Yep.
it's not always fun games when you're sailing. And
It can be pretty scary.
it's a lot of times I don't think YouTubers really do. I mean, I certainly don't film a lot of times when it's miserable. And so we're sort of like, yeah, let's try to do a live stream now so people can understand that it can be pretty rough.
It can.
And as Stephen said, you know, what did he say, 18 to 20 plus? That's
Like
great.
whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, he's way more advanced than we are.
Yeah,
So
that's crazy.
I think I probably would sell a boat if I saw that. I think it's just nuts.
And Susan asked, where do the cats hide when we're cruising? Well, they've been all over the boat. Last night they were upstairs for the most part.
Yeah, they like to look out, see us on the helm. But it depends on how rough the sea state is. Zeke, the last passage, he actually wanted to be outside. And he may have wanted to this time, but it's just not safe. So what we do when he's outside is we clip him off on his collar, and he actually hangs out by the life raft. But it's way too bouncy, and we wouldn't want Zeke to get into trouble. So
Yeah.
they are actually both in one of the aft cabins right now. So they look uncomfortable.
Yeah, they're not happy for
Yeah,
sure.
they're like, what are you guys doing?
Zeke's a
man?
bit pissed at me for sure.
Yeah, they think we're lunatics.
We are lunatics.
But, you know.
We totally are. So
But Zeke has Zeke's getting a pill now. Ozzy froths more at the mouth and give him the pill, and we're like, okay, and he actually seems to be okay without it.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have one cat that gets seasick and one that doesn't.
right. So we give him medication, Zeke, and I gave him another pill this morning, and I think I got it down pretty easily. But he's just like, don't touch me again, human.
Yeah, that's his
One
last
more
pill.
time. Watch what happens.
No, and honestly, once we get to Cape Charles, they're going to be day sails for us.
Yes,
So
that'll be nice.
no overnights, which will be great. But you know, I want to say this on the live stream. We are going to be looking for people in the future, patrons first, who want to experience what it's like to be at sea. So I encourage you, if you're interested, to join our Patreon.
Yep, just reach out and let us know.
We have as cheap as, I think, $3 a month to become a patron. So yeah, don't hesitate if you're interested, because patrons go first, and then once you've crewed on the Eastern Seaboard, all those people get first choice to go to the Bahamas. So we're going to be taking people with us as a crew to the Bahamas as well.
Bumpy.
Yeah. Huh?
Sorry,
What?
bumpy.
Yeah. Anyway, little plug there.
Yeah, no, that's great. That's great. Yep. So, don't know if there's anything else really to show you because we haven't been doing much. Just at the boat, the
Yeah.
entire cockpit, weirdly, and the whole rest of the boat, except for the helm, is completely covered in salt
Yeah.
and wet.
I haven't eaten hardly anything today, and that's
Yeah,
the
I
other
haven't
thing
eaten
about
much either.
just not feeling 100%. You just sort of, well, lose weight. That's the good news.
You do, I guess. But you really should eat something on passage.
Yeah, I feel that like when you really do start feeling a little bit queasy, you should eat even like, I have some pretzels, you know, just a little tiny bit of something just to help yourself feel better.
We really weren't feeling that great yesterday at all, so that's why we didn't do a live stream yesterday, so apologize. And today, it's not...
It's actually worse today.
a lot better. So it's
So.
about the same and kind of rough. Our true wind is back up to like 14, 15. That's why it's gotten a little bit bumpy.
Right.
But it's still, the true wind angle is 0.
Yeah.
0 P.
We did try to tack earlier. but
Relative to us, 0.
We wanted to put out the head sail and see if that would stabilize us. It did a smidgen. That was when we were really slamming. So we tried to kind of go off course a bit and
Yeah.
do some tacking.
Yeah, you probably saw it on the tracker.
Yeah.
So if
with,
you- if
well,
you're
only
looking at
patrons see
tracker-
the.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, there's a big jog in the tracker, and that's
Yeah.
where we decided, well, we're gonna give it a try.
Yeah.
And we lost. We looked at the velocity made good, and it was only about 4.5 knots, and we could
It
do
was really slowing us down.
5.5 knots if we just hammered into it. And luckily, it calmed down shortly thereafter. But it was intolerable. 19, 20 knot winds gusting to 25, dead on the nose, 4-foot seas, and very quick chop too. And the boat was
Oh
just
yeah, the
getting
period
rocked.
makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
So You could deal with really huge waves if the periods aren't that bad. I mean, you just slide up and down them. It's when they're really close together that you end up doing the slam.
Yeah, they literally will support you and then fall out from underneath you.
Yeah.
And then the whole boat just falls.
But
And
we're
it
actually
shudders.
We're not slamming that much right now.
No,
So-
we're actually kind of going up and over them, which is
Yeah.
great. But you can tell it's a bit of a horse ride, hobby horsey kind of thing,
Yeah.
for sure. And this boat doesn't hobby horse that bad compared to smaller catamarans.
Yeah.
But in these waves it does. So it's just going to be a schlep. We're going to have to schlep through till midnight, and then 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the morning take our left-hand turn and go from there. I'm really hoping that it chills out at some point tonight. It did last night, and I think it's supposed to, so we'll see.
The weather's beautiful, as you can see behind us. It's lovely.
Yeah, it is. It's a beautiful day. It was a wonderful night. Lots of
Can't
stars out.
complain
The
about
moon was
the
out.
weather. The weather's actually decent.
Yeah, the weather's beautiful. So
Yeah.
I mean, this could be a lot worse.
It's just head to wind.
Yeah,
I mean,
head to wind sucks.
Yeah.
So friends don't let friends sail head to wind.
Are you gonna tell Chris Parker that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
And he's
right.
like, you'll have a bit of a beat, but
Yeah,
but you need to
definitely.
hoof it because it's going to fill in behind you, and if you dawdle and slow down, you're going to get even more hammered. So
And
like, great. So
we didn't want to
pedal to the
stay
metal.
another week or even longer, and that's what you can wait for that perfect weather window, and then you kind of lost your opportunity, and then you end up stuck.
The perfect weather window is such a rare thing. We could have waited an entire week and not gotten a better weather window.
Yeah.
So, and Charleston's great and everything. It's all wonderful. The marina we were
Oh.
staying at
Yeah.
was this little itty bitty one right next to downtown.
It's really small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's on the other side of the peninsula from the megadock. So it's not the megadock. What was it? It's the city marina. City something.
Charleston Harbor.
Charleston Harbor.
It's the spa. It's the marina spa.
No, the one we were at this time.
It's called.
Charleston. It's like isn't the city something or other?
Yeah, it's got a different name. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It's owned by the city.
it's not. It doesn't have. It's not very deep. So
Yeah.
like a couple times we're wondering if we were touching bottom.
We were on a dock
What
with 2 other catamarans. One was a
Really cool one.
40 foot FP, and then there was a St. Francis 50 right ahead of
Yeah.
us, which was a cool boat, really cool boat.
Right.
And that boat had just come back from South Africa, so they
Right.
brought it back from South Africa, and then our boat on the end, and we were literally on the end, and there's taxis going in and out of there all the time.
The
Although-
water taxi has
Yeah.
a pickup there.
The
Yeah.
water taxis were great. They don't throw any weight. They're very polite and they don't make any noise.
And
so
they're
they were
friendly
great.
too.
And
They
they're
like
very
waved
friendly.
at. We
Yeah.
rode it once, and then after that, they would always wave at us.
Yeah.
as if
They're
we
really
were-
great.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
but
it was
we
fun.
were sitting in when I asked when I asked one of the guys at the marina, I'm like, so how deep is the slip we're in? He's like 4 feet, and I'm like 4 feet. We draft 4.4,
Yeah.
and so we had a negative like 0.6 or more, or 0.8 tide or
Yeah.
something like that. So
They have
I was
some
like,
negative tides
whoa.
in Charleston sometimes.
I checked it, and we were showing negative 1 point something, and we can go
Yeah.
down to negative 0.8 before we touch the bottom. And we were,
And we just painted our keels,
Yeah.
so we're like, oh man.
so we were definitely in the goo for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know, what are you going to do? And then there's a lot of chop that comes in from the, from the inlet and everything
Right.
too there. Comes right in. There's a couple of huge tour boats that leave out of that area as well. It's a little noisy. There's a lot of tankers and cargo ships that go by. And they're pretty cool unless it's the Michigan. The Michigan toured through there.
He was cool. He didn't crash it.
He didn't crash into the bridge, but he toured through there at like 18 knots, and he
I don't
just
know.
trounced all
I don't know
sorts
if
of
you
boats.
guys heard about that. Yeah, if you do a Google search if you haven't heard
Yeah,
about
so
it.
check
but,
that out.
But we,
The
we
boat
might
is called
talk.
the Michigan.
The Michigan was, I guess, we got in at 5 o'clock last Wednesday to Charleston, and at noon that same day, this cargo ship put their throttle in, and it went into full
Yeah, from what I understood, that they couldn't change the pitch in the blades.
Right.
So that
stuck.
They got stuck at full throttle.
So they were worried it would hit that really beautiful bridge. I don't remember the name of the bridge, but
Yeah.
They're on the Cooper River, and I guess what ended up happening was the captain took the boat out to sea and did some figure eights to slow it down, and then finally anchored. But while we didn't know what happened, and so it was about 3 o'clock that we started hearing all this chatter on the Coast Guard 16, and one of the things that they said was, in fact, we may have been doing our live stream, and I don't know, is that, you'll need to do a drug test, you'll need to do an alcohol test. This is all the captain. Coast Guard was going to board, they were going to do an investigation. And the captain was very cooperative. Obviously, it had a malfunction. We had something similar happen to us before we had our engine work done. We actually had to kill the engine.
Yeah, our friend Paul was with us. We left
Yeah.
Pompano to take the boat down to Pier 66.
Right.
And it wouldn't come out. The port engine would not come out of reverse.
Right.
It just would not. Period. And so I had to shut the engine down. Paul's like, just shut the engine down. So I did. And then started back up. We were pirouetting backwards around in circles in the ICW. It was very entertaining.
And so the captain of this Michigan cargo ship, the reason why he didn't do it is he was worried that he'd lose steerage, which makes sense.
Yeah.
So he didn't kill the engines, but and as far as I know, nobody got hurt.
Well, they did get hurt. Somebody did.
I'm sorry.
Two small boats that got trounced.
Yeah, there was some fishing boats or something.
Because
the wake was so huge. He was doing 18 knots down the Cooper River, so oh, I forgot about that. So some people did get hurt.
Yeah, it was nuts. It was. We encountered a large container ship right before we got to Charleston, and they were way ahead of us, and they crossed across our path, and I kind of moved to the left a little bit just to kind of take their stern anyways, but I had no real issue, and it wasn't but like 8 minutes later before we encountered the wake from that thing, so 8 minutes had been rolling, and the front of the boat went up, then it went almost straight down.
I keep running out. I remember that. Like, whenever crazy shit happens.
Like, oh my God.
I'm Brandy and Jay were on at that helm, and I came running out to see what was going on. When crazy stuff was going on.
Yeah, I should have gone around further to their stern because wow.
Yeah, we've had captains tell us do not go close to big ships because
that's why
it can suck you under.
Yeah,
it's
huge
bad.
wake. So it was crazy. So I can't imagine what it's like in a closed inlet, and the entrance, and the Charleston inlet as well.
Yeah.
So, anywho, I would give our marina probably a C plus, B minus C plus.
Say that?
Yeah. What do you think?
Well, it's really cheap, and the reason that was what was desirable about it was the price and the convenience.
It's right next to
a
Terrace
downtown,
Theater.
and it's by a Terrace Theater, and a couple museums, the aquarium, all sorts of stuff. But I don't think I want to go back to that marina. I think I'll pay more money if I go to the marina.
Yeah, maybe. The current was still a big deal. The wake was still. We got slammed up against the quite a bit.
And actually, it prepared the kiddies for passage though, because
it did. The boat never stopped moving.
The boat got rocked a bunch on the weekend. So it was like being in No Name.
I agree.
Outside of No Name Harbor, like when we were in.
In Biscayne Bay.
Biscayne, or around there.
Yeah, it was a lot like that. The boat just got, but at least there we were on anchor. You weren't hitting up against something. So we had all the fenders out, and even broke into a 3 of our new fender tech fenders.
Right. Yeah.
Because we just needed a little more support on the side. It was nutty. Everybody had a zillion fenders. The Francis had a zillion fenders as well.
Yes.
Anywho, it was the cool things are price. They do have power. But although our pedestal didn't work, so I'd use all the extensions. But we did get power. They do have water. It's not super secure because there's nothing locking any of the gates, so anybody can walk onto your dock. And there's a decent amount of traffic up and down the docks as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's, like
We're
I said,
learning
there's
a
the
lot.
grocery store, and you know it's very close to downtown, so you can walk to all the restaurants and stuff. And those two bits right there, plus you know they do have power. They do have power and everything, but it's those two were, you know, a reason why you might want to consider it in the future. It's only what, $4.50 a week. Yeah, that's nothing for an actual dock, and they are floating docks.
Yeah,
That's a
they're
bear to get in. Oh my God, we wanted to get fuel, so it came in the entrance, and the current was a ripping, and it was really hard to control the boat. It was just a thing, and the wind was blowing too, so it was great fun.
Did we take the boat?
We bumped the post, from what I understand. But I checked it, it was fine, but we bumped the post.
I think we probably got more damage from the power cord.
Oh yeah,
on
yeah.
our boat.
Yeah, it's a power cord too, so.
'Cause it had to be. It was so tight. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and the whole place is under construction, of course. It's
Every
really
marina
close
we
to
go to is
yeah.
under construction.
It's really close to the aquarium, and it's also the Black History Museum as well.
Yeah, yeah,
which
that
I
looked
really
pretty cool.
wanted to see. And
Yeah, we just kind of bailed out of there. We were actually going to do a little more touristy stuff.
yeah, it's
so,
gonna be fun.
we were going to film stuff for you guys, and then
Another time.
nope, let's go. Let's go now.
Yeah, Chris Parker's like, no, you need to leave tomorrow. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah.
So we scrambled on Monday
Yeah,
to
we
get the
did.
boat ready and get everything done, and made our last run to the grocery store and everything else.
Yeah.
So.
Well,
It was a thing. So yeah, it was crazy, and then we got into this crazy, and so it's been crazy on top of crazy on top of. I can't wait till we get to Annapolis tie up, and then actually get 7 hours sleep. I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to that.
And then we get to drive and get our car.
Yeah, and then we gotta go
fly
get our car.
and drive our car.
So, yeah, we have the car's down in Fort Pierce, so we have to get the car transported all the way back up to Annapolis.
Yeah.
So that'll be a thing too. But
Yeah. See, logistics.
yeah,
Things are not always easy.
yeah. I hope it's
Some
not this
people-
bumpy though when we take the car back. So. All right,
All
everyone.
right. Well, thanks for joining us.
Yes, if there's any more
And if you
questions
join us
or-
later, we got a couple other questions there.
Oh,
You
yeah,
feel
Douglas.
worse if you don't eat. Yes, that's true. Steve
Yeah.
and I agree. At least you don't. Wait, what's that? At least it's only 20.
20 to 25 in the UK.
Yeah.
Is it super duper? Is it super hot? It's only 20, 25. So we've been having in the United States. There's these terrible heat waves. Florida. I talked to my sister. She's in Naples, and she said they're going to get 7 inches of rain today. They got 2.5 inches or something like that
I hope
yesterday.
they don't have Lauderdale floods like we
Yikes.
over there.
Yeah, it's going to be something. So
Yeah.
that's just crazy.
We-
Kind of glad to be out of Florida, to be honest.
Yeah, that Lauderdale flood was not a good experience for me.
No, no, it was bad.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Well, we'll let you go.
Yep.
Thanks so much for watching.
Yes, thank you.
Yep. And I hope everybody has a great day, and safe travels, of course, to everyone.
And thanks for subscribing. I'm sure you subscribed
Yeah.
because you found out about the live stream.
So thanks so much for subscribing.
Yeah,
That's
right.
awesome.
Thank you.
And then, yeah, so we've got our plans are we go through the night. About 2 o'clock or so, we head north. Everything calms down. Then we
Fingers
hope to get
crossed.
in. I would love to get in before dark, but we'll try up to Cape Charles. We've been in there a few times, so I'm not too worried about getting in there.
Yeah, at least we've been there.
We know where our slip is, so
Yeah.
it's right on the end. It's a T head, and so it should be interesting. At any rate, so okay, well we'll let you know how it turns out.
Yeah.
All right,
Thanks for joining us.
see ya.
Bye.